Hello my friends, welcome to this very quick tutorial on how to create a PowerPoint really quick in an emergency. You see over here in PowerPoint, if you have Copilot installed, you click on Copilot and all you need to do is ask it to create a PowerPoint presentation based on what you're thinking. So this says create a presentation about, and you can change this to whatever the about is. So over here, I'm going to say create a presentation about the barriers to entering the retail business in New York City, especially downtown. And all you need to do is click this button and off it goes. It immediately begins compiling all of these ideas, and all you do is click generate slides. It has become that simple to do in PowerPoint. No need for the goofy importation of Word documents. No need to go off in GPT or Gemini doing anything. All you do is follow those prompts, and really quick, it puts everything in order. The layout is superb. And when it's done, all you need to do is select a design or just go with the flow, and that's it right there. You see barriers to entering retail business, and it's developed 22 slides. That is quite impressive. Let's take a look at it real quick. Gone are the days when you would have to do the dog and pony show. It's all so simple. And here are your slides. Real estate costs, expensive rental rates, scarcity of prime retail spaces, competitive leasing environment, regulatory, strict zoning regulations, permitting. And I like the way it's chosen relevant imagery to go with this. And if I wanted to add any additional images, it's very simple. All I would need to do at that point is create some new images using Copilot. So you kind of get the idea. Here's the final thing you might need to do. You can come over here to Copilot and you can ask it to find you images. So I could say, find me an image of logistics and operations. And it's going to find something close to those words, but it's going to find a real image as opposed to it just using AI. You can actually get real images, and all you do is insert. And again, because Copilot and the designer are now integrated, you just select what you want. There's so many options here. Let's do one more. Financial and economic pressures. And I don't even need to do anything. All the options are already there. See? Or if I wanted, let's say, a specific image, I could do that. But there's so many looks and feels. Let's do one more image. So this one, competitive market dynamics. But again, that's already such a good one. But if I wanted something different, I go to Copilot and I say, give me an image about, and just paste it in there. Competitive marketplace dynamics. And if it comes up with something I prefer, I could get rid of this and I could just add that in. Insert. And I allow the designer to do its work. And that's it. It's that simple. Well, I hope this gave you some insights, my friends, because I know some of you were not aware of the additions and embellishments that are now in PowerPoint. It's a huge relief to not have to go into Copilot and do that whole goofy, here's my document and such and such. Now, let's say you had a very specific topic. I'm going to show you what that could look like. So coming over here into Gemini, let's say you had to talk about operations management. I'll just give it a vocal prompt. Create a document with a lot of content about operations management in organizations. I need you to break it down into a framework, make it coherent and cohesive. Hit enter when you're done. It's going to go off to the races. It's going to create this big old document here shortly in Canvas, because that's what it does. And I must say, I got to give them props. It is a really good tool to work with. So it says, I don't have access to that content. You can try. So I'll say, make this generic, because it's stuck. And sometimes, when you use AI, you just have to keep prompting it until something gives. Until something gives. Well, it seems like it's stuck. Let me ask it, what is ops management? Let's see if it will behave itself. Okay. Create a document explaining. All right. So I was just really trying to get it to move to be a good little AI. So, when you get something like this, you can copy it. I could ask it to expand further. You know the drill, how to use these tools. And it will expand further. Anytime you see this spinning, it means Gemini's thinking, and it's trying to expand further and give you additional content. But anyway, assuming you have all the stuff you need, let's just copy this new set. All right, let's say you got all the stuff you need. The next step would have been to go into Word like this, paste it in Word. Okay, now we have what, about a 4-page document. You now want to save this document somewhere. So we're going to do File, Save As, and I'm going to save this to my desktop. And I'm just going to call it Explanation of Operations Management. Now, the only thing about saving your document, when you are saving it, you got to ensure that you use this functionality. I'm going to show you the functionality that you need to use. When you're doing this, use share, right? You want to set up a share link, because without the share link, it won't do what it's supposed to do. See? So, ops 1, 2, 3, 4. And let's see. Oh, I'm not sending it to anyone, of course. I just need to click copy. I'm so used to filling in these lines. Just hit copy. All right. So now I'm going to copy this. And when I go back into PowerPoint, here, what we're going to do next is we're going to ask it to set up a new document. All right. New PowerPoint. So with this done, we go into Copilot, and I'll say create a PowerPoint deck from this document. You have to put the Microsoft assigned link, or it will be grumpy and not work. So when you've pasted that link there, whether it's a document you wrote, whether it's a mini book or whatever, it immediately begins showing you, as you can see here, the breakdown of the document. And it very kindly adds speaker notes. We take a look at that one that we got prior. The speaker notes are definitely a huge advantage of doing this. So you definitely want to prompt it to do this. Put those speaker notes in there, and boom, it's ready. It didn't even take a second. And then we got 21 pages. And as usual, you can choose a design that works for you. If you want it to look different, you can just choose from the designs over there, choose the color. And this is an emergency PowerPoint deck. And all you do is on the right hand side, just choose different color combinations, different elements. It's all up to you. But this is a very rapid way of you putting a PowerPoint presentation together. Last but not least, if you have a professional ChatGPT version, all you need to do is ask it to create a PowerPoint deck for you. It will make it very vanilla flavored without images, just text. You can then bring that text in here and then you can do something similar. All right. I hope this was of help to you and gave you some insights on how to create PowerPoint rapidly without much sweat. Now, you can actually go into Copilot. One more thing I didn't mention. You can say create an image of a sulky businessman, and you see these 4 panels appear, and it's creating 4 instances of the image you requested. And when it's done, all you would need to do is select the image, insert, and make any tweaks. It's become that simple. So here's the sulky businessman. Let's insert that image. Let's go back. Seems like we're having a challenge with Copilot. Copilot seems to have gone haywire. And once Copilot vanishes, let's see if I can. So that's Copilot. Let me close this. I don't think it's making any difference. Now, while I'm not able to invoke it right now, see, it's gone. But the way it would have worked if it hadn't crashed, actually, let me just save it. And I'm going to just save. Okay, so I'll close it and I'm going to reopen. So it's a very good example of how you could be in the middle of a PowerPoint and it just crashes, without any warning. So it's crashed in one of the instances that I had open. I'm going to open it up again. And the good thing is when you open it, there's Copilot. It's now kind of readjusted itself. So unfortunately, the content is no longer there. So I'm just going to say, create an image of a sulky businessman. Boom. Give it some time to think. Show you those 4 panels. Now, ideally, I should have been able to scroll down, select the image, and hit insert. But because of the crash, I couldn't do that. So let's do it this time. And very similar image. And hit insert. And using the design suggestions, you could choose to format the screen however you wish. All right, if you got any questions for me, put them in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining. I hope this gave you some insights. You take care and bye for now.